If you drive a car, one of the worst things you could do right now is pay for.
Kennedy, Kennedy, Kennedy for me. Kennedy, 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 Kennedy.
Do you want a man for president who's seasoned through and through, but not so doggone seasoned that he won't try something new? A man who's old enough to know
And young enough to do.
well, it's up to you, it's up to you, it's strictly up to you.
But it's Kennedy, 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 Kennedy for me. Kennedy, 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 Kennedy.
Do you want a man with spirit who is not afraid to fight?
A man whose record shows that he will fight for what is right.
A loyal man who'll bring the job a fresh new point of view? Well, it's up to you, it's up to you, it's strictly up to you.
Cause it's Kennedy, 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 Kennedy for me. Kennedy, 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 Kennedy.
And do you deny to any man the right he's guaranteed to be elected president, no matter what his creed?
It's promised in the Bill of Rights to which we must be true.
So it's up to you, it's up to you, it's strictly up to you.
And it's Kennedy, 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 Kennedy for me. Kennedy, 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 Kennedy.
Do you like a man who answers straight, a man who's always fair? We'll measure him against the others, and when you compare, you cast your vote for Kennedy and a change that's overdue. So it's up to you, it's up to you, it's strictly up to you.
Yes, it's Kennedy, 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 Kennedy for me.
Kennedy, 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 Kennedy.
Welcome, welcome, welcome from my humble second bedroom here in the Saucon Valley, part of the Lehigh Valley in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, part of these United States, North American continent, Western Hemisphere of this planet Earth, the only one we have. Third rock from the sun in the Terran solar system, part of the Milky Way galaxy. This is the Kennedy Effect, live with you for the 23rd of November, 2025. Yes, indeed, the 23rd of November, 2025. Important that I tell you straight off the top of the show, if I can find the switch for my chair here, there it is, that we will not be with you next week. We will not be with you next week. It is Thanksgiving weekend. You don't need to see or hear from me over a weekend that should be spent with friends, family, or alone, if that's what you choose to do. No judgments here, none of my business, to be honest. But this is, we will not be with you next week. You will notice that George is not here, so the program will suffer. No George this evening. He is, as usual, taking care of family, as he does so often, with no fanfare and no without seeking any recognition or anything like that. He's taking care of family, as he is so often doing. Him and I are not family, but he takes care of me. So it's always a better program when George is here. He is not here this evening. We will take you, we hope, to 7 p.m. Just been doing the hour as we get our feet wet again, trying to get back into the groove of things. It was a little tough coming up here tonight. I'm exhausted. It's been a busy day, but here we are. We do have a couple topics to talk about. As always, your comments, your questions, your contributions to the program are welcome. I will. The phone line is already open. 267-227-9189. 267-227-9189. You should have that memorized by now, shouldn't you? I should have it memorized by now, shouldn't I? 267-227-9189. 267-227-9189. The phone line is open and will be open for the hour of our program. I've got 3 big topics on the docket. We'll take it and carry it through as far as for the first hour, at a minimum. let's get to the business end of the program. You are watching and listening to The Kennedy Effect live with you for the 23rd of November, 2025. We are live right now on the Facebook pages of Our Revolution Pennsylvania, the TCP Media Group, Ghost Claw Productions, and of course the home group Facebook page for all things that surround this program, The Kennedy Effect on Facebook. Yep, that's it. That's the name of our group. It's really that simple. The Kennedy Effect on Facebook. It makes us exceptionally easy to find. Looking for us on Facebook, The Kennedy Effect on Facebook. Super, super, super easy. Easy, 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 easy. We are live right now. We have shared the program to over 100 different places across the Facebook universe as well, and to every single place where we've shared the program, we say thank you for allowing us to be part of your corner of the Facebook universe. We are live right now on 2 YouTube channels. Yep, 2 big YouTube channels. The YouTube channel for Ghost Claw Productions, GCPR.live, GCPR.live, GCPR.live. You can find us on YouTube by searching GCPR or Ghost Claw Productions. You'll find us one way or the other. We're live there right now. Hello to the over 12,000 subscribers watching us right now on YouTube. We are also live on a much less subscribed to YouTube channel, which would be The Kennedy Effect on YouTube. Can't find us on YouTube? Really, really simple. It's the name of the program, The Kennedy Effect on YouTube. We're very, very simple to find. We're live both places. Right now you can comment, and I will see them from both of those places, as has Annabelle. Very hello, big hello to you from watching us on YouTube, and thank you for doing exactly that. And again, to everyone watching on YouTube, we welcome your comments and questions. It does help drive the program. This is your program. This is not just my program. It's not my program because it wears my name. It is your program. You can drive the discussion. The audio of the program blasts around the globe via 2 global internet radio stations. One was one of the very, very first, hot101.net, hot101.net, hot101.net. You can listen to us for free on our home website, hot101.net. Our name is our web address, but you can also listen free on our apps, the Apple App Store for Apple devices, the Google Play Store for Android devices, and the TuneIn radio app for all other types of devices. Or if you just choose to use the TuneIn app, you can do that too. Go up to the search bar, type in hot101.net, and you are listening. One of the amazing things about hot101.net is it is completely free. You do not need to give us a credit card. You don't need a retina scan, blood sample. Don't need to do any of those things to listen. Download the apps, Apple or Android or TuneIn. Open it up and you're listening. It's that simple. It's that easy, and it is completely free. And you should be listening to both stations. There's plenty of hours in a week to listen to both, and we hope that you will do exactly that. GCPR, of course, is our radio station that I am proud, humbled to be co-owner of with Thomas Bishop. We are GCPR. I'd like to say that we're GCPRI to a point, GCPR International, as we have quite a number of folks who listen and watch us across the pond, so to speak, and around the globe. A special welcome both at hot101.net and at GCPR to anyone who is listening and watching from outside the United States. A special welcome, thank you, and hello to you. Let me be the first. If I'm not the first, well, I missed it, but let me be among the first to wish all of you an exceptionally happy Thanksgiving. I hope that you will be able to unplug, get away from politics for a while, get away from work for a while, and just relax. What is usually a 4-day weekend here in the States. I hope that you will be able to unplug and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Eat as much as you can handle, but don't waste. How's that sound? coming off of government shutdown, which I think really was educational for a lot of Americans as to just how desperate 42 million of our fellow Americans are for food. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Pig out. Eat too much turkey. Eat too much pie. But don't waste. And be thankful for what's in front of you. Because 42 million of our fellow Americans may not have what many of us will enjoy. In a nation of 330 million, plus or minus 330 million, could be a little bit below, could be a little bit above, but the general accepted population number for the U.S. is about 330 million. You know, 42 million is gosh, I can't really do that, about 20% ish. That's a lot of people to be hungry in what is supposed to be the richest nation on earth, in what is supposed to be the most equal nation on earth. That's a lot of hunger. And by the way, it's not food. It's not just food insecurity. It is food insecurity. Like it is. But it's not just food insecurity. It's hunger. And it's starvation. And for all of the talk, and sometimes, I think, unfair criticism that the Democratic Party gets for its quote-unquote messaging, or lack thereof. One way to make the messaging better is to make it more simple, more direct, more blunt. Food insecurity sounds bad. It sounds, we know, enough of us know what financial insecurity is. So food insecurity, yeah, okay, that makes sense. We can get on board with what that means. Most of us. We can understand it. We can wrap our heads around it. But there is a much more simple and blunt... I'm trying to clean my own desk right during this program because I forgot my phone stand here. But there is a simpler, more blunt, more direct, more what I think is effective way to explain food insecurity, and that is to call it hunger. Call it what it is. Hunger. Starvation. Desperation. Call it what it is. And I think we talked about a little bit about that last week. Simplifying messaging. I think we talked about that last week. So I am quite possibly being repetitive here, but I'll take that criticism for being a little repetitive. Anyway, three things I really wanted to talk. Anyway, the phone line is open, 267-227-9189, 267-227-9189, 267-227-9189, 267-227-9189. Why do I feel like I don't know my own phone number here? No, I'm right. Yeah, 267-227-9189. I'm not sure why. I just had a creepy feeling there that I was giving you the wrong number. I'm not. I got it. Not so bad, almost like he knows what he's doing. You might also be wondering, what is this neon yellow drink that he's drinking? It must be Gatorade. No, not that lucky. It's not Gatorade. I wish it was, because it does look almost exactly like lemon lime Gatorade, the original Gatorade. It is Airborne. We're fighting colds here in the house. The last couple weeks I kept telling you that I had a kind of a itchy nose and things like that. Like, the old saying that you're either going to get in a fight or kiss a fool. How I had an itchy nose and I kept looking for tissues next to me and all of that stuff. Well, it has come. We're fighting colds here in the household. So Airborne it is for tonight and for the foreseeable future, he said, or tried to say. There's 3 topics I really wanted to try to talk about tonight that I put in the header of the program, if you've read the header. And that is MTG quits, Trump calls for executions, and a peace deal is trying, the U.S. in cooperation with Russia is trying to force a peace deal on Ukraine. Let's start with MTG quitting. And again, phone line is open, 267-227-9189, 267-227-9189, 267-227-9189. Marjorie Taylor Greene has announced that she's going to resign from Congress in January because Trump has turned on her, because she has woken up. Now, some folks think that she is positioning herself to run for president. I assure you, as warped of a reality as we live in that has made Donald Trump president twice, I don't think that reality is so warped that a Marjorie Taylor Greene is ever going to be president. It's not something that's going to keep me awake at night, not something that concerns me. Do I think she's going to run for president? I do, because most people make money running for president. Is she going to run for governor of Georgia, as Annabelle is suggesting in the YouTube chat? That's a possibility as well. I believe Brian Kemp is term limited and cannot run for a third term, is my understanding. I very well could be wrong. If anybody that's tuned in lives in Georgia and knows better than me, then for goodness sake, correct me. God knows. If I've got it wrong, please correct me. But I believe Brian Kemp is term limited. She could try to run for the United States Senate. Certainly nothing stopping her from doing so. I don't see her winning a statewide office like that. I think she's a very local flavor, so to speak. I think she's a very local flavor. Lewis mentions in the chat that it's a shame it's a shame that she won't switch parties. I still think she's a true believer. I think she's a true believer in MAGA and the MAGA movement. I think she's still a true believer that what's best for billionaires is best for everyone, or at least is best for her as she's become wealthy herself in her short time, her relatively short time in Congress. Annabelle mentions that in Georgia you can hold a seat and run for another seat. Yeah, well, you can more or less do that basically anywhere. She could, run for, if you're saying, Annabelle, that she could run for both her House seat and run for Senate, that would be unique to Georgia, I believe. I don't think you can do that in most places. But she's resigning. And I have to say that I'm very torn about how to think of this. Much of what has been coming back at her, the threats from Trump, the death threats that she's now receiving, the fact that she's had to hire private security, She enabled so much of this. She took part in it. She was touring people around the Capitol prior to January 6, 2021. Showing them entrances, showing them, places that only the members can go. She's called David Hogg some vile, vile things. She stalked Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I mean, she's enabled the very actions, the same vitriol that she's now receiving, she has enabled. And, by the way, she has dished out. Now, do I think she deserves death threats? I do not. You'll recall, if you've been watching the program with any regularity, that I simply didn't have enough words strong enough to condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk. At the same time, keeping in mind that he enabled fostered his own murder, or the conditions that led to it. Marjorie Taylor Greene is very similar in that she has fostered, enabled, promoted, gained fame and fortune, and don't forget the fortune part, gained fame and fortune by pushing the same vitriol that she is now receiving. Personally, I think resigning is the easy way out. If she was as tough as she has tried to have us believe that she is, she'd stay. And not only stay, but run for re-election. Instead, she will walk away. Now, that's her choice. She wouldn't know me if she tripped over me. She just wouldn't. She wouldn't know me if I paid her money. She wouldn't know me. And wouldn't care to. She would never come on a program like this. So what she does and what she thinks is best for her to do with her life is entirely up to her. But I would say, if she's as tough as she has, in this fearless MAGA warrior that she has always tried to convince us that she is, she'd stay. We're going to talk about some other members of Congress who are receiving death threats as a regular course of business beginning earlier this past week. But the fact that she's receiving them now, I'm sure she's scared to death. No pun intended. That was probably a really bad choice of words. I'm sure she's scared. I'm sure she's genuinely shaken. But she's the only one that seems to be walking away. Especially midterm. She's not even going to stick out and serve the rest of her term, to which she was duly elected. But we can't forget, as wrong as we might believe the death threats against her are, and I think most common-sensed Americans are better than that. That as desperately as we disagree with her we certainly don't think she should be killed for it. I have a hard time feeling sorry for her. And again, it's not like she's lying awake at night wishing I felt sorry for her. She, I think that's pretty safe to say that that's not happening. But part of me does feel a little bit sorry for her, but then I very quickly remember that she helped cause all of this. She helped foster all of this. She helped create the conditions under which the ease by which we can simply just threaten death upon someone because we disagree with them. She helped foster that. She helped create those conditions. She thought the 2020 election and told us that it was stolen. She's been talking about, QAnon conspiracy theories and the deep state. I almost said the dark state. The deep state. She's been telling us all of this, and now it's coming back at her, and now she's walking away. Now, look, it's possible. I don't know what her financial situation is. I know that it has vastly improved since she's been in Congress. She may have decided, I made enough money. I sold my soul, took all the campaign contributions, now I can put those in my pocket and walk away. And she can go on Fox News every other day, or several times a day, or she can be one of the panelists on Fox News Sunday and collect a good check that way. Or go to One America News if they'll still have her at this point. She's a flaming liberal right now compared to One America News or Newsmax. Or Charlie Kirk, for that matter. So, I won't be losing any sleep for her. I do wish she didn't have to go through this. Our democracy should be better than this. But you reap what you sow. I think I use that phrase an awful lot when referring to Charlie Kirk as well. You reap what you sow. She set the conditions under which she now has to live and survive. So I don't feel bad for her. I do and I don't. I do on a human level. I certainly don't on a political level. You reap what you sow. Donna mentions in the chat, I think nearly exactly what I just said. I will never trust her, and I will never trust her, but, I think you might have meant but there. I don't want to see any harm come to her either. But I don't feel sorry for her. I think that basically sums it up. I don't feel sorry for her either. But I sure as heck don't want to see any harm come to her. We should be a hell of a lot better than that. We used to be. I can only hope that that level of normalcy will return to the United States sometime soon. Phone line is open, 267-227-9189, 267-227-9189, 267-227-9189. You are watching and listening to The Kennedy Effect live with you for the 23rd of November, 2025. Let us, from the entire Kennedy Effect family, from the entire Hot101.net family, from the entire GCPR.family.live family, wish you a tremendously happy, satisfying, peaceful, quiet, unplugged, serene Thanksgiving holiday weekend. If you're going shopping, wow, God bless you on Black Friday if you're going. or if you're going really that whole weekend, just please know that from all of the Kennedy Effect families, GCPR, Hot101.net, and the program family itself, we wish you nothing but the absolute best this upcoming Thanksgiving holiday weekend. We will not be with you. We will not be with you next week. It is Thanksgiving weekend, even though it'll be Sunday night and the end of the weekend. We will not be with you next weekend. We will return the week after, which I don't know what the date is. I don't know what the date is the week after that. I should know. Why don't I look? It'd be the 7th. It would actually be December 7th. 1941, a day that will live in infamy. We'll be back on December 7th because the 30th is the Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend. Very late Thanksgiving this weekend, or this year. Even though it's always the fourth Thursday, I know, I get that, but just the way the dates work out, it's pretty late this year. Pretty short time between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So we will not be with you next week. We will return on December 7th. Maybe we'll even talk about December 7th on December 7th. We like to do a lot of history on this program. I think we've gotten away from it a little bit, and perhaps we should be talking about it more. Let me get to that phone call. Hello, Randall. Come on. Damn thing. I don't know how many times I have to click on it for it to answer. Go ahead, Randall. It's all yours.
Yeah, I just put in the chat. And you were going to talk about it sometime. The 6 Democratic House and Senate members that essentially Trump has by his words has sent his crazies to kill because they just people.
You're in and out, brother.
Branches. Okay, hold on. How's that?
Better. Thank you so much.
All right, I put the speaker on. Is that better?
Yeah, it is. Thank you very much for doing that. Appreciate it.
Okay. No problem. Anyway, Trump has given his verbal death sentence to the 6 Democratic House and Senate members that merely said, just, to the military, just follow legal orders, not follow illegal orders. And of course, Trump and all his cahoots, Fox News and Newsmax, etc., they've all twisted that totally around. That he is calling for a rebellion, or they are calling for rebellion, which we know is ridiculous. You just wish there were more cognate people aware on this planet of what's really happening. But again, most people are tied up. I mean, 1, 2, 3 jobs, trying to pay the rent, trying to feed their families, praying that their car doesn't break down so they can go to work because they have no money to fix their car if that happens too. Anyway, I want to wish you.
Well, let me talk to you a little bit about that, because you said something pretty salient there, as you normally always do. On as recent as the 1960s, mid to late 60s, if I recall correctly, it took 1.2 full-time jobs to support a family of 4. That meant a money to take vacation, healthcare costs, food, all of it. 1.2. So it did actually take more than 40 hours. That 0.2. The 1 being a 1 full-time job, 1.2 being, a couple extra hours above the 40 hours. Something like a 40... I think that works out to like a 41 or 42 hour work week. It is now 2.7. Takes 2.7 full-time jobs to support a family of 4 in this country. From the party of family values. It's now 2.7. And even then, people are struggling. We talked about the 42 million people that are on SNAP. Included in that 42 million are 16 million children. Something along the lines of 2 million veterans. Hundreds of thousands of active duty. Thousands of, I shouldn't say hundreds of thousands, I think I overestimated that. Thousands of active duty military on SNAP. Active duty. Currently serving. So things can only get so expensive before this economy contracts, which I think you're going to see pretty soon. People simply will stop spending because they won't be able to spend on anything. The spending will slow down. The economy will slow down. I don't know that it will be a formal recession. I don't think you're going to see a repeat of the Great Recession, and I don't think you'll see a depression. But I do think you're going to see, I think by the end of this holiday season, you're going to see that less money was spent this holiday season. And by the way, if we get into January and it turns out that I'm wrong, I will tell you that, because I will always tell you when I'm wrong. Tell you when I'm right too, but I always tell you when I'm wrong. I think you're going to see a bit less spending this holiday season than last, or than recent ones. So this Randall brings up a really good point. The 60s, it wasn't just yesterday. It's a while now. It's been a few years now, hasn't it? But you're talking about 2 generations. I was born in 1969. So my parents were, had my siblings in the 60s. We're talking about 2 generations, really. And to go from 1.2 to 2.7, that's a hell of a change. That's a hell of a change. I'm glad you brought that up. I want to thank you for bringing that up. It's a really important point. I know sometimes we can drown in statistics, but sometimes statistics are the best way to tell the story. And that's one way to tell the story. So go ahead. Let me turn it back over to you, sir.
Well, my case, it's 3 generations. I mean, I graduated in the spring of 70 at age 17. And worst case scenario, I could have got your mother pregnant.
Hello.
And then been your father at 18.
Easy.
Right?
You didn't want a kid like me, Randall. You want your own kid. You want a kid like me.
For sure. You can ask my family. Anyway, yes. I grew up in the prosperity of the 50s and the 60s. I saw go from working class to middle class. My father working 1 job. The only time my mother worked was to get me finished up my junior and senior year in college. my older siblings, and my mom didn't have to work because they were in the early 60s. And the states back then, essentially tuition was free in all states back then, which has been driven out the door, as most things have, by the Republican Party and power in states. But anyway, I just wanted to say that I wanted to wish you and Christine and George and his family a very happy Thanksgiving.
It's very nice of you.
I've got my youngest daughter, her husband, and two youngest granddaughters. One 6 months, and I've never seen her till they drove up from Richmond, Virginia, yesterday, and they're there through Thanksgiving. So
that's a nice long visit. That's nice.
Yeah, well,
I'm sure it'll go quick. You know what I mean, though. You know what I mean. I'm sure it'll go quickly, but yeah.
He's going up. They're going up tomorrow to northern New Jersey to see his brother. His mother and grandfather, they live in Raleigh. They're already up there. So, and then they'll be back. There's no place for them to sleep. They'll be back tomorrow night.
Right.
And then we're doing the traditional making cookies on Wednesday.
Very nice.
So everybody be running around in their aprons and their chef's hat on Wednesday. But I want to wish you both blessed Thanksgiving.
Very kind of you, sir.
It's very hard. It's very hard financially, the way our society has become throughout my life. But there's still things to be blessful for.
Yep.
To thank the Lord for.
Yep.
So I'm going to let you go, and I think about something though. I think about going on at 7 p.m. instead of 6 for here on the East Coast, which is usually dinner time.
That's something to think about. 7 to 9. That's something to think about.
Yeah.
You were with the program. You were with the program when we used to do 5 to 9.
Yes.
That was a long. Those were some long ones.
Those were some long.
I had a lot more energy then. I was a lot healthier then.
Even though, when I got my original Facebook hacked and stolen, and fought for 6 months against Facebook to get it back, and just gave up and created another one. I'm only showing on your record side and on the Village View side. I have been a top fan for 2 years.
Yeah, we know better. No worries, we know better.
5 years.
Yeah, we know better. Listen, you have an excellent, excellent holiday to you and your entire family. And please, as I always say to you, mind your health. Take care of yourself. We want you to be happy and healthy.
Yeah, my surgery last Monday. I go back to the surgeon tomorrow and getting stitches taken out.
There you go.
There we go.
You have a little less. You'll have a little less thread in you.
I hope your health is doing better too, Jeff.
I'm just tired all the time, man. That's the thing. I'm tired all the time. My body is adjusting to not having all of my pancreas. I still have a pancreas. I don't have all of it. Part of it was taken out, and I continue to lose weight, which is not a bad thing, really. Kind of. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of a good thing. It's better for my back and my knees and everything to lose some weight, but the way I'm losing weight, I don't think is probably ideal. And I'm just tired all the time. My God. I'm just tired all the time. I just want to sleep all the time. And when I say tired, I don't mean just like, frazzled or just a little down or whatever. Like I just want to sleep all the time. I can't imagine doing a 4-hour long program like I did in the beginning. I can't even think about it. Like I don't know how I did those things. But what can I say? I'm alive. I'm breathing. I'm here. I suppose it could be worse. In fact, I know it could be worse. I don't always think that that's a kind of thing that's supposed to make you feel better, but you know what I mean. But
I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have a question for you.
Sure, I love questions.
Are you?
I do better with questions than I do as a host.
For re-election for Pennsylvania State Committee.
Am I running or am I up?
No, are you going to rerun?
I have not completely decided that yet.
Okay. All right.
I have not decided that yet. I think at a minimum, because I expect the state committee election here in Northampton County to be contested. There are folks in power here in Northampton that don't want me to be reelected.
Well, it's because you're a progressive,
and that's a bit of an exhausting kind of rub to constantly fight those currents.
Yep.
I think at the very minimum, I will probably take out petitions and try and get the signatures I need, and then how active, aggressive, progressive of a campaign I have to run, I'll have to decide after that, because I don't have any money. So, I could spend the $250 per quarter and keep myself under the reporting and also keep myself on a budget, but I don't know if that's going to be enough money. I've talked with some of the other members about slating with them and running with them, also running alone. I deeply, deeply enjoy state committee. Like, I really desperately enjoy it. And I do feel like I've brought something to it, and I do feel like we've accomplished things, or that I have accomplished things, that I've pushed some dialogue at the state level in good directions. And I do think I'd miss it, but that's not a good reason to run. I should run because I want to continue to represent the Democrats of Northampton County, which I do, very much so. And I think I'd like to hope to think that they think I've done a good job doing it, and that I'm worthy to be reelected. But I don't know what kind of effort I'm going to have to put out, or what kind of money I'm going to have to put out. So I have to decide, and plus my health. So yes. I have to decide whether I want to do all of that again. But I can tell you that I've enjoyed it. I really, really have, and I can tell you that I would miss it a great deal. But I don't know if that's the right reasons to run again. But I'm definitely, I have not ruled it out, but I have not guaranteed that I will either. I'm still on the fence about it. I'm going to have to make up my mind pretty darn soon, because petitions will be in probably in February. January and February. So I'm going to have to make up my mind pretty darn soon. That was a really long-winded answer. Sorry.
I'm 73 now, and I was initially appointed in my first community down here in southwest Pennsylvania, outside of Philly, in '76. So I will have served 50 years with this coming primary.
And you're running again?
I physically, I can't. I've got my COPD. I've got my bad heart. I just, and I'm so unsteady on my feet. uh, you don't want to see all the black and blue marks on my body from falling down or upstairs in this level. And,
Yeah.
I can't afford to get a rancher.
Right.
Anyway, it's a catch-22. But
I got you.
I am so proud that I have served 3 communities here in southwestern Delaware County.
Well, you could go down south with the kids. That would be cheaper, wouldn't it?
No, because my oldest daughter and her family, and my daughter and her family, they live right here.
Okay, gotcha.
And my wife's father is 92.
Oh, good run.
And he lives here in a assisted living. That's not going to happen.
Right, so it's not that simple. It's not as simple as just moving south. Right. Right, I gotcha.
But
Well, I'm
anyway,
glad that everybody's going to be there and you're going to be surrounded, in a good way for Thanksgiving.
Yep.
That's good to hear. Very glad to
Yep.
hear about that.
all right, I'll let you go.
You take
God
care of
bless.
yourself, sir.
You take care of yourself and give love to Christmas.
You got it, sir. Have a good night now.
All right. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Right. Now, Randall brought up in the beginning of his phone call the 6 members of Congress who Trump threatened with execution this week, among which are Representative Jason Crow. I can't name all 6. Senators Slotkin of Michigan and Kelly of Arizona. That's half of them. I can't name. Oh, wait, yes, you can. I can see her face. Why can't I remember her name? Anyway, there were 6 members of Congress who did a video. And I can say members of Congress because I mean for both houses. We tend to always refer to Congress as just the House. Congress is both houses, the Senate and the House. So these 6 members did a video telling that to members of the military that they have every right under military law and code of justice to refuse to follow illegal orders. That as a member of the military, you have every right to refuse illegal orders. For that, Trump called them seditious and called for their execution. How does that tie into what we were talking about with Marjorie Taylor Greene? It's right there in front of you. Man put out on his Fakakta social media site that these people should be executed. Not arrested or put on trial, just flat out killed. If that's not fascist, I'm not sure I know what is. If that's not totalitarianism, if that's not thuggery, mob-style thuggery, then I'm not sure I know quite what is. And what do you think of that? The one thing I forgot to put in the header for the program, which I probably should have done, was what are you grateful for? What are you thankful for this Thanksgiving? And are you thankful for the most recent elections? Are you thankful for that your like Randall, that your family is going to be with you for the holiday? So I should have included that. I forgot to do so. But I'm thankful for the most recent elections, of course. But I'm thankful for these 6 members of Congress who stood up in the face of calls for their execution to say right is right. Correct is correct, not left and right, but right is right. Think of the complete and utter abnormality of a president of the United States calling for members of Congress to be executed. My God in heaven, what have we come to? Now, there's been a lot of talk this week, even from allies of Trump, supporters, donors, that the Republican Party is beginning to fracture and that he has entered his lame duck status. All I can say is, oh, I hope so. I told you when Republicans took complete control of the federal government in 2024 after the elections in 24, because let's remember they own the Supreme Court as well. They have majorities in the House, majority in the Senate, the presidency, and they own the Supreme Court. To sit back and watch for the time to come where they begin to tear themselves to pieces because for members of the party to move up, they have to climb over other members and they begin to eat themselves. Doesn't break my heart to watch them eating themselves and climbing over each other. And if the party is the former political party known as Republicans, if they're beginning to fracture and fall apart, then I'm all for it. I'm here for it. I will get the popcorn and I will watch. And if Trump has entered his quote-unquote lame duck phase, I don't know if I quite buy that. Only less than a full year into his second term. I don't know if I quite buy that yet. Then let it be so. I'm all for it. I'm here for it. Let's hope that it's all true. That's our program for tonight. It's 6:59. You've been watching The Kennedy Effect live with you for the 23rd of November, 2025. I don't know why I had to think about that. Bettina says in the chat, I think when the time comes, there will be consequences not just for Trump, especially the high-ranking military officers who know what they have done, what an illegal order is. There's going to be a reckoning at some point. There's going to be a reckoning. I think you're right. I think at some point, perhaps not all too far away, that order is going to come, and a high-ranking official is going to have to say, no, I'm sorry, we're not doing that, Mr. President. That's illegal. We're not doing that. You've been watching us live. Please remember, we are not with you next week. You should be enjoying your Thanksgiving holiday, however you celebrate, by the way. However you celebrate. Whether you will be surrounded by friends and family or whether you sit home alone watching movies. However you decide to celebrate, we wish you a very happy, healthy, peaceful, serene, if you wish, quiet, lone, full of folks with you. Eat as much as you can handle. All of it. We wish you nothing but the absolute best this coming Thanksgiving holiday weekend. The Kennedy Effect is brought to you by Smooth California, smoothca.online, Smooth California. Did you know you can create a healthy skin lifestyle Smooth California is a family-owned skincare formula whose main purpose is to promote a healthy skincare lifestyle. Smooth California is a healthy alternative to commercial products filled with chemicals and man-made additives that not only do damage to your skin, but to your body as well. Smooth California products are tallow-based, made with 100% natural ingredients without preservatives and additives. We strive to make your skin stay healthy and smooth. Smooth California, smoothca.online, and tell them that the Kennedy Effect sent you. For everyone at hot101.net, the music returns as soon as I sign off. I want to say happy Thanksgiving to everyone around the globe. And by the way, Thanksgiving, a very uniquely American holiday, is becoming more and more of a global holiday that's being celebrated around the globe. So to everyone at hot101.net, for DJ Lex and DJ Earl and the entire hot101.net family, hello, hot101.net. We wish you nothing but the best this Thanksgiving weekend. We will return to you on December 7th. But for right now, the music returns. Have a great night, hot101.net. We love you. We're proud of you. We thank you for being part of the Kennedy Effect. And we will see you on December 7th. Have an excellent, excellent Thanksgiving. The music returns right now. For those of you at gcpr.live, The Villain's View pre-show about 8:30, 8:45, and then the show goes live full throttle from 9 p.m. for I almost did DJs again, for for Thomas the Villain Bishop, for Gilbert and Gambit and Solid Blue and Pastors Best and Clinton and T. Nathan and everyone at gcpr.live. We wish you the absolute best this Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Now, following us, like I said, there's going to be a little bit of a break. Walk the dog, get some milk and cookies, watch a little bit more NFL if that's your taste. We return to you on December 7th. The Villain's View from 9 p.m., T. Nathan from 11, and Thomas kicks off your short, what I hope is a short work week for you, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. with the sound of coffee. So for everyone at gcpr.live, stay tuned for The Villain's View. We'll see you again on December 7th. For those of you on our video streaming platforms, thanks for hanging in there with us and being patient with me and with us through our long break that we took over the summer, and as we continue to get our sea legs back underneath us for the program. We wish you the absolute best that we can possibly wish you for this upcoming Thanksgiving holiday weekend. And again, like I said, if you're going to be surrounded by friends and family and that's your choice, great. I hope that you are. If you choose to just sit home alone and watch old Christmas movies or whatever it is that is your Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, that is your Thanksgiving tradition, then I hope that you enjoy it, that you're safe, that you're healthy, that you're happy, and just enjoy. For everyone connected to the Kennedy Effect, that's George and Lynn. That's Kristen, Daisy the dog, and of course April Riddick. I am Jeff Kennedy. Thank you so much for being with us. We've done about all the damage we can do for 1 week. We will return to you on December 7th. Have a happy, happy, happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you on the